And howdy. Welcome
Hello.
back to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel.
Hello.
Welcome back to Stargate Outpost. I think this is actually our first Stargate Outpost of 2026.
It is.
Oh, well, it's a good thing we're starting off with some definition here. We're going to give you the definitive Stargate viewing orders.
Yes.
Not just order. I know, thumbnail and title say just a little bit different, but it's just to keep you interested and intrigued, you know. David, good morning, good evening. How you doing? We've got some fun stuff today. It's simple stuff, stuff that we already know, but it's stuff that as new people enter into the world and the fandom and the franchise of Stargate, how are they going to approach viewing and watching these things? We've come up with 5 distinct ways of watching the show. You know, the distinction is typically kind of minor because, you know, there's certain ways that you can or cannot watch the show or series, excuse me. There's multitudes of shows. And we're going to dive through it. Mr. Fred, how are you?
Hello.
Well, should we go ahead and get this puppy going?
Sure.
Number 1.
Pretty simple, straightforward today.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And we're starting with that same thing. And y'all know how much I like to watch things in chronological order. Number 1 is a chronological order. You know what? I'm going to even type this and post it in chat as well. If I can spell real quick.
Do a poll, but I think you can only do 4 things in a poll, right?
Yeah, and I have to do that from YouTube itself.
Okay.
Peter. Well, all right. Chronological order. That is fairly straightforward. You start. Actually, it's not technically super straightforward because if it's chronological order, you can do 2 separate ways of doing it. One, we won't suggest right now, and that will be Stargate Origins Catherine. We won't even discuss that at the moment, but that technically is your first true chronological viewing. We're going to put that into the complete viewing aspect. This is just your chronological. So we're not starting with Origins, even though technically, on a technicality basis,
right,
it's where you're going to start.
Yep.
So we're starting with Stargate, then film. The original film.
Yes.
No Michael Shanks, no RDA right now, but we got old Kurt Russell and we got James Spader. So it's a good time. It's a great time nonetheless.
Yep.
Jump into the SG-1. Jump into the SG-1. We're going to throw some curveballs at you just for the sake of it.
Yep.
Obviously, get to SG-1, and you work your way all up to the alternating seasons of you know, you not just alternate seasons right here because that is another version of watching this. You get into SGA, I believe season 4, the end of season 7, right?
So, it's 8 when they start overlapping.
The end of season 7, you're introduced to Weir, Dr. Weir. And that's when you get a little bit of Atlantis starting to happen. Then at that point, and we're not going to go through the intricacies right now. Maybe look for a video for those later. But the intricacies of them does involve alternating almost every single episode of SG-1 and SGA. It's not every single episode. A lot of times you'll get a 2-parter on one side of the different shows, and you follow that 2-parter and then go to the next one. Sometimes you have a 3 or 4-parter because those 2-parters overlap in the retrospective shows. So it does get a little bit funky in that aspect. But in a fun way. It does get a little bit meticulous. You and I were talking about that a minute ago, Sarah. Going back and forth and back and forth.
Right. So for chronological order, though, because we have alternating seasons, but for chronological order, are we saying you watch all of SG-1, then SGA?
Oh, no. This is watching it in that chronological sense of
how it was released by release date.
Yes, one episode. And like you just said, it is release order as well, and that's what brings the chronological aspect to it for the most part. And it's a fun one. I do like going back and forth. It is meticulous, like we were talking about earlier. You do have to go one series to the other series, to the other series, to the other series. To this series, 2 episodes, and now we're on this series for 1 episode. Back for 1 episode over here. Now 3 episodes over here. It does get a little meticulous over time. Nonetheless, like we were talking about. It breaks it up, though. Yeah, it breaks it up, and it's not like
mm-hmm.
they're not informing one another either.
Right.
Sure, once you kind of get into the meat, and it's not a mid-season premiere finale or a season premiere or season
mm-hmm.
finale, you're kind of just into the meat of each season for each retrospective
mm-hmm.
show. Or respective show, retrospective. It's early. Each episode tends to kind of stand on its own, but they inform one another with just what's going on in the world. Those meteor episodes tend to just have, oh yeah, well we got a call from the Daedalus, or we got a call from this, or something of the sort.
Yeah, there's references, but it's more like SG1 comes to SGA than the other way around.
It's much more SG1 goes to SGA because I guess the Atlantis adventure is still coming to fruition at the time.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd like to see Johnny Depp as the new Gould bad guy for the new series. Thoughts? Maybe too expensive, taking up the season's budget. It's not possible. As much as I'd love it, like you said, it's just too expensive. Yeah, it would be so cool though. Have Johnny Depp as a Wraith any day.
Oh yeah,
any day.
Just the piratey kind of Wraith.
Hey, it would be great. Give me Lone Ranger Wraith. I'm okay with any of it.
Yeah.
Give me Rango the Wraith. I love Rango. But yeah, chronological order, especially it retains its importance when you're talking about SG1 and SGA, specifically the final 3 seasons, 8, 9, and 10 of SG1, and the first 3 seasons of SGA, 1, 2, 3. If you didn't know how to count to 1, 2, 3, just double check for you. After that, though, you have SGU.
Yes.
I don't think you have to worry about. Actually, excuse me. Before you get to SGU, of course, you have your 2 Stargate SG1 TV films, and you can watch those prior to watching SGA season 4 and 5, and that is your chronological correct viewing there. And I believe. Does Continuum happen? Continuum is our final Stargate story, and it's the last time we see the guys going through the gate. And it does definitively happen after the Arc of Truth.
Yes.
Because there's only the one ship left. Yes.
Yeah, because it's Baal messing with the timeline or something. It's time for me to do another watch through. I started it, but then there's been so many other things I got to watch. I haven't been able to continue it.
I know. It just keeps adding on.
Yeah.
So much. There's so much to watch right now. My roommates and I are about halfway through Pluribus again, or already, and we're just slowly going at it. So we're going to have to do a Radical Wasteland and find a way to do it on that. Maybe a special episode or something, but it's so good.
I still have to get through it. About halfway through it right now.
Yeah, we're starting episode 5 at some point. Well, after your TV films for SG1, then, of course, like we were just saying, you go into seasons 4 and 5 for Stargate Atlantis. After that, Viva! All of the chronological order madness. There's more to it than that. That's just the first thing we're going over because it's the one that like least order came in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, SGA season 4 and 5 to finish up that. And then SGU as the entire series. And it's only 2 seasons, of course, for that one. But that is your full chronological viewing order. Stargate the movie, SG1 seasons 1 through 7, SG1 and SGA seasons 8 through 10 and 1 through 3 alternating. Stargate SG1 TV movies, Stargate Atlantis seasons 4 and 5, Stargate Universe. So there's 7 things to watch in the full Stargate chronological viewing order. After that, there is a similar, but a little bit different of a way of watching it. It's really not dissimilar. So it's the alternating season, of course. Let me go ahead and bring this one up. I typed that one much faster than I can't type chronological very fast for some reason. But alternating seasons, Origins and Infinity, those are going to be for the complete viewing.
Yes.
Or maybe just show your kids. We got options. But alternating seasons is our next point of reference here. And it is extremely similar to the chronological viewing with one major caveat. Excuse me. You start, of course, with the film. Technically, don't have to for alternating seasons aspect of stuff, but it's better to start with the film, of course.
Yeah.
Then Stargate SG-1, seasons 1 through 7. Excuse me. Stargate SG-1, seasons 1 through 8. Then Stargate Atlantis, season 1. Stargate SG-1, season 9. Stargate Atlantis, season 2. Stargate SG-1, season 10. Stargate Atlantis, season 3. And then you watch the TV movies, and then you watch, or you might even finish
4 and 5.
4 and 5 prior to watching those TV movies on SG-1 in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the alternating seasons version of this. So it's essentially chronological viewing, and it gives you a little more room for option.
Right. Instead of alternating episodes, you're doing entire seasons. So you're like watching season 8 of SG-1, then season 1 of SGA, and then like that.
And that will lead to minor confusion in a few moments. It'll pick up pretty quickly. And if you really want to, go alternate those episodes real quick and then just watch the rest of the season in the order that you need it, or feel the best to watch it in. So yeah, alternating seasons is not the lazy way of doing it. That's for darn sure. It's the layman's way of doing it nonetheless, though, because you don't want to just do the meticulous. All right, episode 1 or episode 15 in season 8 and episode 15 in season 1. Now we're on episode 17 of season 8, but we're still on episode 16 of SGA.
Right. Yeah.
It's yeah. But alternating seasons is okay. I'm with you. It's a little screwy. It does affect both.
Right.
But yeah. My ability to watch so much TV has been destroyed by YouTube. That's why you have the watch parties on in the background with you. I don't know. That's kind of how things are to a degree nowadays. New Star Wars. If we weren't doing it ourselves for Fallout, I'd probably have a watch party on with me while I was watching, realistically. All that being said, alternating is fairly straightforward. It's very similar to chronological, but when you get to that alternating SG-1, SGA, SG-1, SGA, and those final seasons and early seasons of SG-1 and SGA, take it at your own pace. Go however you're feeling for those seasons. If you need to, just like Jason said here, or Jay Payson, my bad. I just read that as Jason. It does affect a little bit. You'll have minor confusion, but it's not going to be a big. It's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Jay Payson is rewatching SG-1 from the start right now, and since Amazon doesn't have Atlantis available, I'll just go to the end. They don't have Atlantis available? I'm pretty positive they do, man. Let me just double check.
Well, it depends on where you are.
That's true. Let's just see if Stargate Atlantis pops up Prime for 5 seasons. Yeah, it says Prime and not MGM Plus up there. You can't see Prime. It's behind Jason Momoa and his beautiful dreadlocks as Ronan Dex. Of course. But yeah, that's a little funky. Hopefully it shows up for you. Next up, though, do you wanna lead us forth in the alternating shows version?
Sure. So I'm assuming that is start with the movie and then watch all of SG-1, then watch all of SGA, then watch. Well, I guess it would be up to you if you want to watch all of SG-1. All right, let me start. Okay, movie, SG-1, then the 2 movies, then SGA, then SGU.
Yeah, those TV movies are a little screwy with the alternating shows. Let me type this one up as well. Alternating shows.
The movies are sort of extended episodes. They're kind of, you kind of have to watch those after the end of SG-1, I think, because especially Arc of Truth directly relates to season 10. That basically like ends SG or the Ori story arc. basically.
You know what's not a bad viewing order in that same way that people can totally choose within alternating shows or even alternating seasons aspect of it? Should definitely end, if possible. I mean, it's up to people, but it is, I think, the better way of watching it to finish SG1 by watching the Arc of Truth. Maybe you have an episode of FGA if you're doing chronological and you're being all meticulous and such.
Right.
But do that to the Arc of Truth right after SG1, typically.
Yeah.
It's the best time to watch it. Wraps up the story as a whole. I don't think it would be a bad, especially with the alternating shows aspect. Do SG1, watch the Arc of Truth. Watch SGA, and then come back and watch Stargate Continuum.
Yeah.
Because then, and it will tonally very much separate SGU from everything else.
Yeah.
But it does feel like a separation as well. And they were making that like line in the sand when they made SGU as well. It's similar, but it's different. And that's that line in the sand they had. Continuum might be a fun way to kind of wrap up what we consider mainline Stargate.
Right, because Continuum's kind of its own story, just SG1 movie, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not really, I mean, obviously it connects to the series and everything that came before, but it's kind of its own story. So I think you don't necessarily need to watch it like right after the end of SG1, like Arc of Truth. So I think it's kind of a matter of, I don't know. You could do it either way. You could do it either way would be fine because it's kind of its own story. If you want to like do some SGA and then, well, I want to go back and see SG1 people again, then you could do it that way, or Continuum could go anywhere really. I think it would help to have watched SG1 at least first, but I think after that you can watch it whenever. It's just an SG1 movie. And so I mean, I guess I'm assuming which makes me think of like, you know, the new series coming out maybe is going to be like that, you know, where it's, you know, where it relates to everything that came before, but it's its own story. I think that's kind of where they're going with it, with the reboot, maybe, or not reboot, the continuation or whatever, soft reboot, continuation, whatever. New Stargate. We'll just call it that.
Yeah.
It's probably the easiest. New Stargate.
But yeah, we're thinking it's just more of a almost an end to gate travel in the way typical gate travel. It's a fun one. See you, Jay Payson. But it's almost a definitive ending to the, I guess SGU's very adventuresome, but it bogs itself down with not feeling super adventure-y a lot of times.
Right. They leaned way more into like the drama side of things. Drama, really, like they kind of flipped it, whereas like SG1 kind of almost didn't give us enough like building. I mean, we do get character moments, but there wasn't like, you know, the relationships between the characters and drama, you know, that was like more like the monster of the week, the overarching timeline, and they just kind of sprinkled that stuff in if they had time and space to do it. Whereas SGU kind of flipped that over and kind of made it more like the characters and the relationships and stuff more of like the focus than, so,
it's very particular in that sense. But yeah, no, Continuum's almost a nice wrap up for both your mainline series before you get into SGU, where you almost put that, you tie that bow on what you knew as an of Stargate prior to that time. Which kind of lets you jump into SGU with some fresh feet and fresh thoughts, hopefully. Not saying that's how everybody's going to take it, because I know it's a little dicey for some folks.
It's SGU but like I said, SGU is the first Stargate I watched. I mean, I loved the movie. I was aware of like the series being on once it was on Sci-Fi Channel, but just could never seem to catch it from the beginning because I wasn't one of those people that, you know, I'm one of those, I got to watch it from the beginning. I can't just jump in the middle and figure it out. So I could never catch the reruns, and it was before it was streaming, and I would have had to have bought the individual seasons, and it was just expensive at the time for where I was at in life and stuff, and just So when SGU came out, it was like, oh, a Stargate show I can watch from the beginning. So that was the first Stargate I actually got to watch. And it wasn't until years later that I actually watched SG1, SGA.
Yeah. And honestly, they're all wonderful in their own ways, of course. And Continuum can kind of be put anywhere. SGU is past the boat. For our fourth one, as we jump into our fourth version, this one is not going to be popular with folks. Showing your kids Stargate. There's not a whole bunch of kids in Stargate in general. It's not a kid friendly show, but there's definitely topics that may have to be discussed with your kids if you're watching alongside them. Throughout SG1 and SGA and SGU. SGU's probably not a kid show. Don't.
Yeah, you're not going to show your kids SGU. That's
no.
Just because it wouldn't be interesting to them, not even just the content, although there's that too. But I just don't think it would be. It's too adult.
Yes, yeah, it's a little dark and damp for them to go through. Very damp. Corridors of Destiny. That being said, Stargate does have a couple things that do lean towards children viewings and showings and such. Those would be, and if we had to suggest, I think you could do them either way, in either order. But Stargate Infinity and Stargate Origins Catherine are the two things that lean much more child-friendly. Stargate Origins Catherine is a little on the verge of just regular Stargate, and it's not as child-friendly, but it's definitely it was a mini series meant for the internet. It's a web series rather than an actual TV show. So in that aspect, you can kind of you get a little bit of leeway there. Kids would probably just sit there playing on mobile games. Hey, that's okay.
But the early seasons of SG1 kids may like, because it's more of the monster of the week kind of thing, a contained story in one episode.
Yeah,
makes
it's also that Showtime version of it, and it is a little dark at times and such.
Yeah, I think you would have to kind of pick and choose episodes, and I think you'd probably stick with more like the one-off kind of episodes where it's a monster of the week thing. I think would be more interesting to kids.
Yeah, realistically, showing your kids the best place to start if you're watching Stargate. If they're old enough, just show them Stargate. But if they're really young and you really want to instill a love for Stargate in them, show them Stargate Infinity as a kid. It's not remotely kind of it has your Stargate essentials.
Yeah.
In like the definition of bare bones.
As in it has a Stargate.
That's got the team. And it's got elements of aliens, of ancient Earth cultures going around doing interesting things. I do love the aspect of Stargate Infinity that is the Aztec culture and the Mayan and the Incan culture and all that kind of brought to life. The other idea Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin had for the original films and all that. I'm glad we ended up getting what we got right. That, of course.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever timeline got that trilogy, sounds like a good time too. But I'd rather the 17 seasons of TV and 2 TV movies and the original movie and the 2 spin-off shows on top of that. That not to be picky or precise or anything. But Stargate Infinity is a good show to show the kids, show the children. It's not a great show to watch alongside them.
No.
But
it's not completely horrible. It's just not the greatest done animation, just on a lot of levels.
It's not the greatest done animation, and it's not. It's not even the best kids show in the sense that when they lean into the adventure aspect of the show, it's not actually a bad kids show. It's not a bad kids show.
No.
When they lean into, well, here's your lesson of the week. Here's what we're gonna get going, kiddos. Then
that's a bit much. Yeah.
Come on, there's since the dawn of time, time time since the dawn of film, and there have been children's shows and programs and such.
Mm-hmm.
It feels more PBS than it does Nickelodeon or Disney or any of the
right. Yeah, I think they tried to make it like actually science-y or whatever, but I don't think they quite. It's like
they didn't know how to write the characters very well, honestly.
Yeah, I think it was they were kind of battling between making it like a fun kind of adventure show for kids and then trying to put in science and a lesson of the week. And I think it was just kind of trying to do too much. They should have just made it more like maybe science focused. That would have been cool, but yeah.
It only would have made more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, and maybe with maybe this will get some more young people to watch it, and hopefully whoever is watching this right now or in the future shows their kids Stargate Infinity, and it does get better views. And hey, you know what? It might not be the starting point we all started with, but next generation starting point and future generation starting point might not be a bad way of doing it. What did Sean say just right here? I want to get my son into Stargate so bad that I forced him to watch the film last weekend. He wasn't impressed. How old is he? Is he young or older? Like kid or a teen? Because if he's a kid, I'd say maybe try Stargate Infinity. It's more, it's really a younger skewed thing. It's much more, I'd say before like 10 younger. What is it? TVY7, I think is the actual programming.
Right. Yeah, I think Infinity, like really young kids or like older kids probably will think the animation sucks and not really be into it. But,
yeah. Oh, well, I don't know. 10 plus. That is a hard time for
movie.
You would hope and you would think that Stargate the movie would do it
but it's like it's not cool to like things your parents like. I mean, come on. Can't do that.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
Until they show you Lord of the Rings, and you're just like, oh, But yeah, for the kids, if that's the case, you know what? Maybe because things are much more web centered and web focused. This is the second part of the kids' viewing order, and let me go ahead and bring that back up. Stargate Origins, Catherine. We all know it's not the best thing in the world either.
Right. It was better than I thought it was, though. I've heard like all these horrible things, and it was like, but I've only watched the movie. I haven't watched the webisode. I've just watched the movie version of it, not the individual episodes, which I don't know if there's much difference between them.
I think there's a whole like one or two storylines cut from them, and I watched.
Okay.
I don't know if I watched all of them, but I think I watched the majority of the webisodes whenever I was first doing my full Stargate watch through back in 2019, 2020, whenever it was. And I just remember it being really bad. Just really bad.
It's definitely low budget for sure, but it is a webisode. You have to keep that in mind, low budget webisodes. But how many episodes are there? Like 10 or something?
I think it's 10. Okay. And you know what? When we, like you said, when we revisited Stargate Origins Catherine earlier last year, or at the end of last year, and especially being the TV movie version of it all, it's really not shabby. I mean, it's not great. It's not even great. It's not. I wouldn't even call it good. I'd say it's all right. It's good. It's all right. It's not good. I know I said that after, but it's
a decent Stargate story. And do we care about spoilers?
No. Not necessarily here. I don't think.
Yeah.
I
think that's part of the thing too, is that it's an interesting kind of story, but then it doesn't mean anything because everybody loses their memory of it.
Yeah, which is kind of a bit of a recurring theme.
So it's just kind of a Stargate story that's out there that
it helps inform the film.
Didn't really do anything, I guess. I mean, I guess it kind of gives you a glimpse of like, oh, this is what happened between 1928 and the show. I mean, we get some flashbacks in the show too, like 1969 is a big one where we get to see Catherine as an older woman, and
and I do love that we get to spend more time with Catherine. Catherine is just such a pivotal Stargate character that I wish that web series would have been given a little bit more, not just budget and time, because it was very much hey, keep the rights to Stargate at MGM.
Yeah.
That being said, it would have been really cool to have seen it done with more focus.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, focus was given back to it when you're not watching the miniseries in like we did earlier or later in last year.
Yeah.
Watch the film version of it. It's a TV movie.
Yeah.
But it's not really ultimately all that bad. It's not, and that's not to say it's unwatchable by any means. It's totally watchable. You might get up and walk around in the kitchen and grab something and go back to it. You might even play a phone game while you're watching it.
Right.
But it's totally watchable. I think it would be easier to digest for kids as well, especially the movie version of it.
Yeah.
Fairly modern top 10. And I think the best thing that movie has going for it is that Connor Trinneer, instead of being tossed over 10 webisodes, is edited into a pivotal character in the movie rather than, oh yeah, we need to go save him by the end of it. He's part of the film and a very continuous essence of it. And he's by and far the best actor in the whole thing. Not to say that the other guys and gals don't do a decent or serviceable job, but yeah. Davis had Stargate Origins on his Sky Q box since 29th of December 2023. Just can't bring myself to watch it.
You should. I mean, we just kind of watched it from the sense of like, okay, we need to watch everything and talk about it. But I mean, I guess it's an interesting watch. It doesn't really, you don't have to watch it to watch the rest of the series, but if you're a completist, I guess watch it. But it's just kind of its own standalone thing. If you want to know more about Catherine, I guess, well, kind of what happened in that time period between, before Stargate Command.
I'm so glad you used the words you used in that sentence, because if you want to be a completionist, the next order we have for you is the complete viewing order of Stargate. At that point, you get to choose whether you're alternating shows, alternating seasons, or alternating actual chronological order of episode by episode by episode by episode. But the complete order, if you are being a completionist, I'm a completist, not a sadist. Well, where does that boundary draw? Where is that line drawn there? Because I don't know. We haven't found it yet. We're working on it. That being said, the complete order, of course. Technically, if you really want to, we're going to do this chronologically as well for the sake of it, just to help compartmentalize in our heads. You start with Stargate Origins Catherine, whether it be the miniseries, the web series, or the actual TV movie of it. Start with Stargate Origins Catherine in a true complete viewing order.
Yeah.
Now, after that, you're a little bit more informed of how the dual old work. You're more informed how the world works, et cetera, et cetera. What a Stargate is when you get to Stargate the film. After Stargate the film, SG-1. Surprise.
Yep.
After that, Arc of Truth, SGA, Continuum, or Arc of Truth, Continuum, SGA. And of course, you can alternate SG-1 and SGA. That is when you get to kind of make those choices of, do you want to alternate seasons? Do you want to alternate shows? Or are we going to do this truly chronological and alternate episodic as SG-1 and SGA like you to do? There is I'm calling it an Omnipedia. Gate World has an optimal viewing order for the chronological aspect of it, and that's a great list to kind of refer back to for all of this. We'll be coming up with a video on some stuff like this sooner than later, maybe in the next few days if you keep your eyes open. And in those descriptions, I will do the dirty for you and go all the way out and write all the different episodes alternating back and forth, so you can always save this and you can go back to that as well. That'll be for the video, and even on here we'll have that link to the video so everything correlates and is easy to find. But yeah, the complete order.
Yep.
Origins Catherine, Stargate the film, then SG-1, SGA, and Arc of Truth and Continuum, and those 3 or 4, SG-1 last 3 seasons, SG-1 first 3 seasons, continuum arc of truth. I know it gets confusing. I know it gets dicey.
Right.
That you get to make decisions on chronological, alternate, so on and so forth. Then you go SGU. After SGU, that's when you decide if you are a completist or a sadist.
Yes.
And watch Infinity. Because if you're going to watch Infinity, I think it's going to screw up your momentum if you try to put it in front of any of the other series.
Right, yeah.
It's the completionist route. It is truly the completionist route.
I think Infinity you keep out. It doesn't really relate to the other stuff that much.
And
it's just its own thing. It's kind of fun to watch it. It's not great, but
it's still a succinct
if you're a
story
completist.
Yeah. You still have a complete Stargate show and series. I keep construing the words here. Without Infinity. That being said, if you watch Infinity, I think there are some elements to it that should totally be ingratiated in New Stargate, whatever that be, this Martin Garrow show.
That would be funny, like Easter eggs of some Infinity stuff in there would be.
Well, I wouldn't mind the Tlacan to actually be a species in Stargate and kind of fill some of that void that the Goa'uld had or left. And hey, this Aztec, Incan, Mayan kind of Mesoamerican culture is, hey, guess what? It's based in the stars just as all the other cultures, the Egyptian culture, the Norwegian cultures, all of these different things on Earth are based in the stars. Here we are. There's been a lot of Star Wars AI fan films popping up. Star Wars, Star Trek, yeah. I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone produce any for Stargate.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of Stargate. I mean, you've seen all the Star Wars or Star Trek or Stargate redneck and doing the country songs or whatever.
That's hilarious. I love that redneck Stargate.
Or Rasta Obi-Wan and Rasta Teal'c and Rasta Picard or whoever, like there's a lot of funny little versions of all those different things. I'm sure they're gonna keep popping up. Have we seen any of the fan-made Stargate short films? Are any of them good? You know what? That is actually that might be a really fun series to do throughout. I'm going to write that down and actually hold up. Not hold up. I'm mentally holding up right here for just a moment. But I think that might be a fun thing to do on Outpost just throughout the year, especially while we're waiting on the new Euro seasons and series and all that.
Yes.
Fan films. There we are. There is, after, of course, the complete viewing order, because that one's pretty straightforward. You watch the entirety of Stargate in whatever order you'd like to. Whether it be chronological, whether it be alternating shows, seasons, so on and so forth, there are options. So yeah, no, we have not seen those short films, but you got me thinking about them.
Yeah.
That being said, the sixth and final viewing order that we have, and it's a little funky. It's not going to be super popular, but it's also generally popular as well. We're calling it incomplete, but popular. What is the bare minimum of Stargate that you have to watch to understand where this show is going to be? The new show that Martin Garrow, Brad Wright, Joseph Malazzi, and the whole crew bring back to us.
For me, it is the movie and SG-1.
For me, it's SG-1 and SGA. I as much as I think the movie is amazing and it informs, and I love the movie, adore it, I think SG-1 does a good enough job of covering those, introducing you to the same characters in a new light, and moving forward with them. I think the movie itself is a great time, but it's not necessary. And same thing with Origins, Catherine. It's not as great of a time, of course, but it's totally not necessary. SGU.
Nope.
ultimately, as much as I thoroughly enjoy it, Rush is probably in my top 3 Stargate characters.
Mm-hmm.
All that being said, let's put it into the perspective of how they will be creating this new show. Now that the writers' room started this past Monday, they're 3 days into, as of today, 3 days into the new writers' room.
Yep. Awesome.
SGU is where people are wanting and confused about where it ended and want more of it.
Right.
Also, at the same time, do y'all hear anybody complain about a Stargate series more than they do SGU? These are open. They're not just rhetorical, chat. Let us know. And also, let's know how you like watching stuff, of course, with your viewing order for Stargate. But I don't think SGU is going to be as on the forefront of the writer's room's mind as want it to be. And I think rightfully so. It's by and far the least loved and popular version of Stargate. A lot of people hated it for taking away Atlantis. And they tell you just go watch Battlestar Galactica instead, And to a degree, can you blame them?
No.
But also to a degree, hey, it's Stargate. Throw the jadedness away and then enjoy it, just so, or at least attempt to. Don't try to be angry at it while watching it. Watch it with some love,
Yep.
I don't think the TV movies are 100% necessary either. I think Arc of Truth is. I think SG1, Arc of Truth,
Arc of Truth is kind of it completes the Ori story. You got to watch it to really get a completion to the Ori thing.
And so, I guess it's not necessary. If you like to end the series with just the final episode, you can leave it incomplete. It's totally possible and unplausible either. Yeah. It's definitely the quicker viewing order, but I think the incomplete but popular is going to be the way most people tend to approach Stargate as they're getting into it, if they want to get into it prior to this new show. Now, I hope people do the completionist and chronological version of the completionist.
Right.
But
some people will, but
yeah. It's not going to end
up. For somebody
happening.
Who's like, what's Stargate? Then it's like, okay.
Well, hopefully they find this video and our videos on top of it.
Yep.
Hopefully we have a good order for folks.
I guess I don't know how a quick way to put that into description, so or a link to something that people can pull up a list or look at a list.
Yeah. So with all of that being said, we've got 6 different viewing orders. We've got chronological. We've got alternating seasons, alternating shows. We have showing the kids. We have the true completionist version. And then we also have an incomplete but a popular version of viewing start. All said and done, wrapped up in a succinct 45 minutes right here.
Yep.
Wonderful. Magical. Okay, so now that we've all done that, we just kind of touched on it a little bit. What should people watch to inform themselves for the new show? Do they need to do the completionist, do you think? Or do people that are trying to get into Stargate, knowing that Martin Garrow's new show is coming, should they just do the incomplete just to get it out of the way and get things moving and grooving? And if they like the incomplete version, expand and extend the lore from there? Or is it best to kind of, do the full chronological?
Go into the new show blind. It's just I won't be able to do that, but it's like it'd be interesting. Like they have that's the thing. They have to find that balance of like hardcore fans that know the name of every character and episode and also somebody just flipping through the channels on their couch turns on what's this to be able to understand what's going on. That's the hard thing. So I think to some degree, I think there's a way to do that where you're providing that, I guess, fan service, you want to call it, or whatever, the details, Easter eggs, and still tell a story that you can understand, that you don't have to know all the details. I think you get more out of it if you know all the details, but you can know nothing and get it and enjoy it.
You know what the perfect example for all of this that I was thinking about last night is? I was thinking about it last night. That's the hint.
Oh.
It's Fallout.
Right.
It's something that is, if you played the games, like you just said, you're going to get more out of it. And you're going to be doing the whole Leonardo DiCaprio meme of,
hey,
exactly, over and over again.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, and it is going to be interesting on Friday to hear why Jay's not enjoying this season as much. But I'm glad you are, and I'm glad that he enjoyed the first season as well. So that does lean into the thought process of, you can have these older properties come back to life, but you do have to intrigue those that have been there with the property before and those who have not. And those who have not, of course, jumping into a really rich world full of lore is always just an enjoyable thing, especially if taken. Hey, Stargate and Fallout are kind of similar in age. I think the first Fallout game was 96, 97, which is at least as old as SG-1. That might have been Fallout 2. Fallout, I don't think it's as old as the actual movie Stargate, but they're right next to each other in age. There's a lot of lore for both.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gritty detail that's been painstakingly put together, and we're all the better for it, because it's just beautiful, awesome worlds that we get to venture into. Yes. And with the characters that we all love. I think taking an approach closer to, and I expect Martin Garrow and team to approach more like the Fallout show did Fallout New Vegas and 1 and 2 and 4 and all the other respective Fallout games, rather than just a true continuation. Because he has said, yes, it's a continuation, but it's different.
It's in universe, but it's not necessarily like, okay, we're going to pick up right where it left off, or whatever. I mean, not that exactly, but I think I kind of get, wrapping my head around like what they're trying to do. I think I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's that thing I was describing before, where it's like stuff there for old fans, but stuff new people can get into.
Well, Fallout the TV show, I think, is just literally such the epitome of an example of that what we need, where Robert Graham and Geneva Roberts and Dorrit, and of course Jonathan Nolan, the head honchos for the Fallout show, chose 15 years after New Vegas, which I think is either 11 or 10 years after Fallout 4 as well, maybe 5 or 6 years, something like that. The timelines are a little screwy. That being said, it is succinctly after those settings, and there's at least 5 years since Fallout 4. So since the last true video game timeline-wise, there's 5 to 15 years of the things that are correlating most. Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, I think 20, 30 years before, maybe 40 or 50 even, maybe even way longer than that within this timeline. So there are elements that are brought up, the Boneyard, Los Angeles, yada, yada. That's your eagle-eyed kind of stuff right there.
Right.
Coming to the show new is awesome. Coming to the show old, you see that, hey, this time has passed. Enough time has passed that everything that we are familiar with is kind of still there, mostly still there to a degree, but it is different. As the only constant in life that there is, change happens. It happens within the worlds that we'd like to play and revisit and go to and watch as well. Yeah, I'm glad that they've taken the effort to do that. It not only adds an interesting plot thread for newcomers, but it adds something to the old comers as well, if that's the way to say that. I don't like it. It came out of my mouth. I was like, I'm not going to say that again. No more. the brain goes to some bad places sometimes. I'm just gonna keep going back to that every like 3 minutes mentally now. For the old folks that have gone through it before, the old players, that's the one. The old players, the old watchers, old guard. That's what I'm looking for. The old guard.
Old guard.
There's still a new plot line. They have the ancillary things that they love. The OGs. Thank you, Sean.
Yes.
The brain was not braining for a moment there.
Yeah.
Or maybe braining too much. One or the other.
Mm-hmm.
The OGs, as we say, the old guards. They come in and get to enjoy something new and fresh, while also being able to remember and revitalizing what they loved about the property before, whether it be Stargate, whether it be Fallout, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout showing how to do that really well. I know there's a lot of people that aren't as happy with this season, but that's when you get into the nitty-gritty of actual lore stuff. We as Stargate fans are going to run into that probably pretty quickly. There's going to be people who, well, that's not what I remember. Oh, well, that's changed. Wait, I know they stopped doing the Zat Gun 3 blast by the end of the show, but we're not even going to talk about it now. I mean, there's going to be people for anything and everything. I think the Zat blast is.
Yeah, the Zat thing is stupid.
It's a dumb fun kind of thing, and it worked for a few episodes, and it
right.
makes sense.
It was a convenience, I think, for a couple episodes, and then they were like, let's just pretend that kind of doesn't happen.
Yeah. That would be the only weapon anyone ever.
And just what the gun looks like and everything too. It's just not great.
It wasn't. The Zat gun's an old comer.
Yeah.
I said I wouldn't say it again, but it presented itself, the opportunity.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I with all of that, with jumping in, setting and what kind of like the Fallout show. 15 years later, it's been about 17 years since we've had SGU. By the time we'll get this show, maybe 18. Mm-hmm. TV has moved on. It won't be the same TV as SG1 or SGA.
Right.
Very much agreed.
Right.
So we were kind of discussing this prior to the stream as well. Where we're thinking. They're probably there's a good chance, and this is kind of what we're alluding to here, that SGU is kind of glossed over.
Yeah.
Why bring it back? That's a lot of complications. Mm-hmm. Do you really want to start a story in the least popular version of what came before it was? Yeah, people are clamoring about it, and people are interested and intrigued about what happened.
Yes.
But do people really want another season of SGU?
People just want to know what happened,
I think
even
that's
if it's just like, oh, by the way, in the intervening years, we figured out a way to bring him home and move on. It can, they'd be boring, but it could just be that. But there's so much interesting things out there, because there's humans out there that are all descendants from the Destiny crew, and there's, the planet builder stuff. There's interesting things there to build on. I know somehow they could incorporate those into, instead of keeping it as a set, incorporate that into new Stargate, those storylines maybe.
And I hope they do.
But that's something I don't think they're going to start off with, that, because you have to kind of too much backstory there. I think that's something you bring up later on. Maybe even if it's just a mention of like, yeah, there's that team over there that's trying to figure out how to find them. Or something,
yeah. The destined for destiny or something, like I don't know. Just like Sean just said, it'll either be mentioned in passing, or if this is a success, they may do a mini series to finish it off.
Yeah,
something of the sort. If Stargate were to do a film, the film to go find the destiny could make sense. But I think if they're not going for head first with the film, and they're going with this TV series first and foremost. It's less likely, and it's much. I think it'll be a wait and see, one way or another. Where sure, like it won't be the same as SG1 or SGA, like you just said.
Yeah,
tonally. Yeah, and the way it's approached, I feel like, and we were talking, is probably going to be more in line with SGU.
Yeah.
Where they might lean into the drama. They'll add some humor, but they'll lean into the drama. But they're going to try to keep the heart, it seems like, of SG1 and SGA. And I do have a little bit of trepidation there. Excited trepidation, because I'm excited to see what they do one way or another. But
yes,
like we were talking about before stream, it just I do feel like they're going to try to bring the essence of SG1 and SGA, but they have to stick closer to home, like SGU did. And I guess this is closer to home, not in an actual physical sense, of course.
Yeah, it'll be more like, or like you could say like SGU. I hate to say BSG because I hate that comparison, but it's there. Like Expanse, more that kind of feel where it feels more real.
Yes.
Whereas SG1, SGA kind of felt, I don't know how to, it wasn't like they didn't feel real, but it didn't feel as real to real life as like SGU did. But
it's as much as I love SG1 and SGA, and I'm as a human being, I probably fit within SG1 or SGA more because I'm just a goofy bastard. There's fun ways to say stuff and whatever. And hey, if something's going bad or something's going awry, I'll probably have a nervous laugh or a chuckle or make a smart ass comment and just keep moving kind of deal. So, the SG1 and SGA are very much your regular human beings as well. But I feel like SGU did a better job of portraying your everyday person in different. You got different personalities from across the entire
right, and you got a better understanding too of like what they were going through and feeling and their relationships and being away from their families on Earth and all of that kind of stuff too.
You get more from each of the actors in the moment, and you can tell, and not that I don't necessarily love saying it, but they're trying harder. They're bringing more to their performances, and over time, I totally think Richard Dean Anderson and the whole team and Joe Flanagan and SJ, all of those teams, they're very much caricatures that are kind of that get extra details added onto them, and you get, because you get so many episodes with them over so many years, you get the nitty-gritty details and you learn to love that character and you see why that character is the way they are. You get that from the beginning with SGU, and I think I don't love saying it, but it is the best acting of the series as a whole. At all of Stargate, besides maybe the original film, as a whole, it's the best acting, pound for pound. I think there are moments in SG1 and SGA, that outdo SGU at times. And I think the best acted moment of all of Stargate is Daniel and Vala having their argument like that. I think it's not a fun moment of Stargate by any means.
No.
It's sad. It's a infuriating, ingratiating, and just depressing moment, and also a happy moment all at once. And I think that is why it's the best singular acted scene of all of Stargate. That being said, SGU brings the pedal to the metal more often, and part of that's because SG1 and SGA lean into the jokes and all of that. But I think they're really going to try to find a balance of both of those, which I worry about saying, because hey, what's every Marvel movie and every movie since Marvel has done try to do? Find a balance of the humor and the drama.
Well, that's just kind of the popular thing right now. Although I think maybe that's starting to change a little bit, but I don't know where it's going. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, who knows where it's going? Mr. Fred brings up a good point here. They should produce some kind of 10 to 15 minute catch up on the series and what's coming up. Short for old fans as a refresher and for new fans to catch on. Once the heavy marketing and promotion begins.
Right. No, I think that's a good idea. I think that's part of the reason why they're putting it back on Netflix into, not just Prime, but Stargate's going back up on Netflix, I believe, too.
That would make sense.
I don't know if it's there yet or not. I could look, I guess, but
I'm Googling.
I'm opening Netflix, see if it's even on there right now.
Yeah, it's coming back. Yes, Stargate SG-1. I can actually share this tab so we can all read it together.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to take Mr. Fred's comment away so we actually can read it real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, no. This side of things, please.
Oh, February.
Stargate SG-1 is returning to Netflix in the U.S.
Canada not
including the UK and Latin America on February 15th.
Yeah, but not Canada, which is ironic.
Is Canada not included in UK? I mean, excuse me, US schedules a lot of times? Because when we talk about domestic box office, it's US and Canada.
Okay.
But ultimately, hey, Canada, you're a beautiful country, and you gave us Stargate as well, the TV shows. There's also less people in the country of Canada than the state of California, I believe. So I think it's very much kind of roped in, you know. Canada's freaking huge too. It's one of like the top 10 largest countries in the world, maybe even top 7 or 5.
Yeah,
and California's got a bigger population. It's a whole thing. That this thought though, just to continue on with that, Mr. Fred. Fallout, just to bring it back up. Season 2 started with a 6-minute recap. Season 1 just was totally all right. Where are we going with this, and where are we starting? What's happening? So it didn't need a recap like that. I mean, they could have recapped the games, but then you're just showing a bunch of game footage, and it would have been a little odd, you know. Right. This makes perfect sense. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a 7, 10, 15 minute
web series or something and put up on YouTube or something like that. That'd be cool. I mean, there's probably going to be a bunch of those already just from creators. But
if I were Amazon Prime, the way I would do this, because they do like to put things up on YouTube, they do like to do that. I would, and Prime does fall out as well. MGM Prime, who's also making Stargate, of course. If I were them, I would put probably about a 10-minute, maybe 15-minute, because it is 3 series and it's a whole lot of context to go over. Maybe a 10 to 15-minute intro. So that first episode better be about an hour and 45 minutes because we need an hour and a half just to start it off. We need a longer than just
kind of do like an exposition or of some kind.
Sure, and
it would be kind of fun to actually even have like clips from the older shows in the recaps. That'd be kind of fun.
It would make sense as well, honestly.
Yeah.
And it would also encourage people to go back and watch those shows more often, which, only brings more cash flow into Prime and MGM, you know? It would be a good thing on their behalf as well. So I would almost expect this prior to or as the shows, what happened last week, but what happened before we get to where we are. That being said, if I were Prime, I would also do a SG-1 and TV movies recap, SGA recap, and SGU recap, all those individually, and put those on YouTube because they're Prime's not bad with YouTube. They already put up the Gulag in December, and I've watched that probably 15 times already. So they've got me going. Give me Mr. New Vegas, Wayne Knight just talking in the background, and give me old Cooper Howard walking up there, Walton Goggins for 3 minutes, and then put his boots up in front of a fireplace, and I'm set for an afternoon.
Yep.
Oh, that's a Canadian fact I don't know if I needed to know. Canada ranks 7th globally with documented serial killers, so not that nice. And they have a smaller population than a singular state in the U.S. Mr. Fred, after bringing up this, said that Star Wars girl, who's awesome. I think Anna, that Star Wars girl, right? She's a great YouTuber. Is a fan, and even she can't remember many of the episodes.
Yeah, there's a
even
lot.
for those of us that watch it frequently all the time. I am totally not as ingratiated within knowing each moment of it as you or Matt or Jamie may be.
Right.
I came in a decade late. I know the whole series pretty darn well, but Lordy, Matt and Jamie can just, or Stormy even, can just say, hey, so this episode happened here, and this happened here, and this detail was here. And then Melvin chimes in and is like, well, they were using this weapon over here and this weapon in here, so it had to have been this timeline.
Yeah, you've watched it a few times.
It's like I put it on in the background when I'm doing board game nights with all my friends, and I try to keep up with it as much as possible. And I am an encyclopedia for random stuff, and there is a bunch of random stuff in there.
Oh yeah,
but I'm not a search bar. Those guys are search bars. I can tell you that, and you're probably right there with them too. So there's a lot.
I'm working on getting there. I will be there. I've definitely got to get a whole series watch everything again before the new one comes out for sure.
Me too. One thing that I think I will be like that for this new series though, because as you watch things as they come out, you get that week to sit with them. You know the episode title. You know all that stuff. I didn't have any of that, and I was just kind of binging it, so it was more straightforward, like let's go for it. Where, especially with the new show, it's gonna
you have like a week to sit with it and think about it, and it gets really ingrained in your long-term memory or whatever. Yeah,
and just like to bring Fallout and MGM and Prime back up again, we'll probably be doing the same thing or a very similar thing in the sense of watch parties when the new episode drops. And of course, we'll talk about it on Stargate Outpost that Wednesday. That's actually going to bring a thought up, which we'll talk about after stream a little bit. Because Wednesdays might get convoluted sooner than later, come February.
Yes.
But the new Stargate show's also probably a year and a half, 2 years off at minimum. So we got time to think. We got some time to ponder.
Right. And Stargate will only be on, 10 episodes or whatever. So it's like, for 10 weeks, it's all Outpost and then whatever,
Give me 15 episodes.
Well, if you watch that Martin Garrow episode, remember he said, then he kind of backtracked on it, like, well, we don't really know. But they asked him a question about something else, and he was like, I don't know, right now we're just focused on the 10 episodes, blah, 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 blah. But he didn't, and then later on that was brought back up, and he kind of backtracked on it, like, oh, did I say that? Like, he didn't mean to. So I was like, oh, I think we know our answer.
Yeah.
But then they kind of made it like, well, we don't really know if it'll be exactly 10 episodes, but just the way he answered that question, he was like, oh, I'm just, he didn't even realize he said it at the moment he said it. So it was like, So that's my expectation is probably it's going to be that, but you never know. There might be.
I'm going to be a hypocrite.
The story might be we got to have 12 episodes or whatever.
Give us 12 or 13. Just I don't.
It'd be nice.
I like 12 every year would be so nice. I like my stories to be succinct. I like as little exposition as possible and as much world building as possible and a lot of fun. Just you can fluff it up. You can give us a little bit of filler if you want to just expand it to 12 or 13 episodes.
Well, maybe it's not only 10 hours though. There could be hour 15-minute episodes. There could be 45-minute episodes, so there's more flexibility in how long the episodes are. So you might end up time-wise having 12 or 13 episodes if you go do it by the time,
Yeah, I do like that Martin Garrow is very much, his background comes from writing seasons of 45-minute episodes, which are technically 48 minutes with credits, and that fits that hour television, cable television time slot there. And that works. If we get 10 45-minute episodes, I'm not going to be displeased. But if Martin Garrow also says, hey, streaming services, I can add a little extra time to it if I want to. Please do.
Yes.
Please do. Please, Mr. Garrow, please.
Hopefully we get some extras behind the scenes. I don't know if they're going to do a lot of shows now do like listen to the official podcast of the show. What if they're going to do anything like that?
And just to let y'all know, officially announced right here, Stargate Outpost is your official podcast for the show.
Yeah,
just
we'll just stake our claim right now.
Flag is in the moon, right here, right now. You see, Stargate,
yeah,
in the moon. We're prepared.
Yep.
But also go watch all of our other friends at all the different places. Go watch some Nerd Cookies. Go watch some Down the Gate World and Sci Fanatics, all the different people that we know all over. Co-Clud, I'm sure a lot of people will be making things. And hopefully we'll have them come over here and talk about stuff as it goes, because that would be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a lot of plans for the future, y'all. And it's going to be fun starting to work these plans and really bolster up as much as we can the new Stargate show on the old interwebs, you know. As many old comers as we can get for it, it'll be great. I'm gonna have to stop using that terminology, but
get some new people. But I have seen quite a few like creators on YouTube doing my first watch through of Stargate and stuff. There's a few of those, so there's some new people out there, so that's good.
And, you know, we might have some similar videos pop up, but they're not going to be we can kind of announce it here a little bit. People will start seeing some things pop up. It might as well make some folks aware. We're about to have a few new creators probably pop on that y'all are going to start seeing. People that y'all are familiar with from the past, people that y'all will be familiar with from our personal past or our personal futures and presents, all of the above.
Yes.
All that being said, y'all will see a couple new faces around here, and some of them will be watching Stargate for the first time. I don't want to do the whole because there's so many other people that already are doing that, and it makes sense. I want to watch Stargate for the first time and talk to you about this episode and this episode and this arc and this season and all that. Good. Let folks do that, and we'll do an essence of that with our new hosts and new guys coming on. But I think I'm going to try to get 3 or 4 people that are watching it for the first time to update us throughout, maybe every 5 episodes, 6 episodes, whatever it is, whatever the actual easiest, mathematical version of that will be. We'll edit them together. We'll edit all their videos together and make a larger video with multiple people's first time watching, and we kind of get multiple perspectives in one video. That being said, we might do some recaps on some stuff, so keep your eyes out for those, because that'll be a fun thing that I think we're going to get going and really get some. The goal, just to let y'all know, we're going to have about 400 Stargate videos before this TV show starts going. So be prepared. Be prepared, y'all. It's going to be a fun next year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years, a year and a half, 2.5 years, I guess, on waiting for this show. And while we're waiting, we're having a damn good time. Keeping up with old Stargate, keeping up with new Fallout, keeping up with new Star Trek and old Star Trek. We'll get back into some Star Wars sooner than later. They just
What's the next Star Wars thing that's coming out? The Grogu movie?
Mando and Grogu, which I'm going to go see day one. And I'm going to go see it in 40X, because any space movie needs to be seen in 40X if possible.
Right.
I might just be a crackhead for movies. Who knows? But yeah.
Sigourney Weaver's in it as well.
and I will go watch my Queen of Sci-Fi in any damn movie that's coming out for any reason ever. I love me some Sigourney Weaver. She's too good. But yeah. Make us fall back in love, Star Wars. Stargate. You can't fall out of love with it. I feel like some people almost did with SGU, but even those that are pissy about SGU and don't love it, I think they're all intrigued about. Wait, so what happened? What happened again? Well, at least tell me what happened to the Destiny. I don't want to go on without knowing what happened to the Destiny. You still kind of get that.
There's so many just open-ended questions there about how do you bring that into a new series?
You said, I really think they're going to gloss over and have to pick it back up. Like you were saying, they're going to have to pick those threads back up, because SG1 and SGA are totally the more fun, definitely more marketable versions of Stargate.
Yes.
SGU had the cool plot threads left. SG1 and SGA, they have the Lucian Alliance, and hey, I could watch another 15 seasons of the Wraith, honestly. But yeah, it's it needs to be not littered, but kind of littered throughout the show. You know, almost that absent-minded mention here. Oh, toss that out the window here. Oh, you know,
just so it's not like it's forgotten. Like there's we know somewhere in the background there's something going on with it. It's not just like we're pretending it doesn't exist.
Should be great. And I do worry that they're going to pretend it doesn't exist to a degree for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, they probably will, but I think it'll get a mention here and there.
I hope it gets a mention here and there, and just for the fact that Martin Garrow was so intrinsically involved with all of Stargate back in the day, that Brad Wright and Justin Malazzi are both here, coming back as well.
Yeah.
I think there's a better chance of them not forgetting about it.
Yeah.
And that's all we're asking. We don't. I really don't think it's the best for a new Stargate to dive back into all the Destiny storylines or any of the synths. Yeah. Mr. Fred, that's a great question. Will Stargate Outpost host a panel or table booth when future Stargate cons start popping back up?
It'd be nice. It'd be fun.
If our channel can pay for it and our host at the same time, we will be there 10 times out of 10.
Yep.
YouTube is a fickle mistress, as they say.
Yes.
And you hope for the best, expect the worst, and keep moving on one way or another.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the reasons that we would like to, and you know, we don't want to bog y'all down with the monetization and the monetary process of it all, but hey, we do want to really start putting a couple extra dollars in the pockets of everybody that is over here and doing things. And the best way to do that is to bring y'all more videos and enticing topics, cool subjects, things that we're going to be talking about on live streams and such.
Yes.
And then some. We are going to probably continue doing news. We have Jay and Tachyon Pulse to kind of focus the news and rumors aspect of stuff. We'll have some news, probably less rumors. But we're going to do a lot of evergreen videos and some video essays, things of the sort. Maybe some more watch parties and stuff, because they're just a good time. They're not my favorite things in the world, but they're a good time nonetheless. There's a lot of stuff on the horizon for us, and hopefully all of that stuff on the horizon will afford us the ability to go hang out at not just at Comic-Cons with one another with some guest passes and such, but hey, if we can get a table, or I don't know about a table or a booth, but a panel would be awesome. Hey, and if magically, and again, don't never feel the pressure to do anything, but hey, if we start selling merch off the freaking shelves like nobody's business and all this kind of stuff, we'll toss a table in there too. But tables, I don't know. Y'all don't need our autographs or anything like that. That would be dumb. If you want, we're gonna love you and we're gonna give you a big hug and an autograph if you want that ever. But that's not what you're here.
Photo ops. That's what we'll sell photo.
I don't know if that's necessary.
Just kidding.
But having panels would be fun. Starting out
where we are asking people. We have our own panel of people that we're asking questions, or people are asking us questions. I guess both. It could be either way.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could do it either way and play with those as that actually happens. But it would very much be a go to a panel, have some predetermined topics. We'll probably pick one of us to be a host, or have a guest host there to talk to all of us. And you know, at that point, we'll have the predetermined topics. We'll get some questions in from audience. We'll ask the audience some questions, and it's been a lot of fun doing those with Jenny Stiven and all of her people for Comic-Cons in the past. And I know the panels aren't necessarily the most popular part of cons, but they are by and far my favorite part. I love going there and just hearing actual creators for all the projects that we love dive into the essence of their being and writing and coming up with the stories and making the stories, being on set and building the sets out. It's you know me, that's my blood, sweat, and tears. I love that. That's right there. Hey, we'll take it where we can get it, but I don't know if we want to be celebrities. We just want to talk our shit where we can, you know?
Yeah.
Just keep it simple, right? That being said, I know excuse me, sorry. David was asking the question, is Zombie Boy coming back? Your mate, Harris. Yeah, my mate Schmook, my boy Schmook. He'll be back around with us. And I do want him to lean into kind of sci-fi zombie stuff. I'll probably do some 28 Years Later Bone Temple stuff before he jumps right back into the channel and does all that kind of stuff. Or excuse me, jump into this channel for the first time. Because 28 Years Later, I'm so excited for the first day. I haven't been this excited for a movie since Avatar, and it was a long, I guess, Mickey 17 before that. The anticipation is high. Actually, Weapons before that, then Mickey 17. I guess every few months I get really excited about a movie. Oh no, I guess that's why I live in this freaking city. You know. Yeah.
Our nominations need to be because we need time to watch everything. If not everybody's seen everything. Then
so I'll get you all those. That's a good point. Because first week of March or last week of February, probably we'll dive in Sci-Fi Sundays with a little Chevron Awards, which would be great. But yeah, Schmook will be back. He'll be talking zombies and probably a little Star Wars. That we're gonna figure out how Star Wars works into the channel a little bit. We want to start talking more about it. But also, we want Star Wars to be good enough and worth talking about to talk about. You know, it's kind of lost its allure on us in a big way. But as we're talking about zombies, do it like The Walking Dead. Have one season, 16 episodes, split it in half with a 6-month break, so 8 episodes, then break for 6 months, then back with another 8.
Yeah.
I don't know if we need a 6-month break, but hey, do it over.
Right. Well, that was a lot to do with the budgeting, wasn't it? Playing around with budgeting numbers, like trying to split it over 2 years or whatever.
It's also making sure, because Stargate did the same thing. RDA wrote it into his contract, and it got everybody 2 weeks off halfway through each season, which I thought was awesome. It's a tough one because Invincible, the Amazon Prime animated series from Robert Kirkman's comics, who also wrote The Walking Dead, they did not do a split season in season 3. They did a split season in season 2, and you kind of almost forgot about it by the time it happened. Most of that's because it's only like 4 or 5 episodes, and you go to 4 or 5 episodes for the second half. But I am at an odds to if that works or not any longer. I think a break does work, but I don't think it can be 6 months. I think it'd be 2, maybe 3. I almost think of it as do a summer or a winter break. Just that, summer or winter break.
And it might be. How is that different from just it being 8 episode seasons? Well, just because you stick a label on it that's season 1, if it's in 2 different years, it's 2. Anyway.
And it is weird for how TV's made now. Walking Dead and SG1, SGA, they all did it. SGU as well. They all had mid-seasons. They would take a break for a couple months and then come back.
Usually
nowadays,
holidays and stuff, right?
Now like we've seen with Daredevil Born Again particularly.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have to take some time to do that. We'll just make it into another season. That truly and ultimately depends on Giro and mostly Prime and the execs.
Yeah, that's what's going to really depend on. It's going to be a budgeting thing. That's what it'll come down to. how they want to do the budgeting and stuff. Yeah.
Budgeting, and then I think the other most important thing is scheduling. Just scheduling people's years out.
Have, I mean,
because if you take a break,
you can't just make all these actors like have to make that show their only source of income while you're making it.
Does that mean
they have to be able to do other things if they want to?
Does that mean they film 2 or 3 months out of the year here, and another 2 or 3 months out of the year here, or do they do 4 or 5 months at once and give them the other half of the year to be with their families, have the other part of their career they would like? Because that 2 to 3 months and 2 or 3 months totally throws it off.
Right. Or, they're writing or directing or doing other things,
all the above. Writers' rooms, I guess they're right in there as well. It is a little bit of a tricky situation. And with modern TV being the way it is, handled the way it is, who's to say, till we see it, till we see an announcement, who's to say? But I'm with you, David. Give us that 16, 18 episode Walking Dead.
It would be nice. Everybody would love that. And there's people, even when the news came out and people were talking about it, they're like, 22 episodes. It's like, no, that's not going to happen. I mean, there's still, I guess network television is still doing that format, but how much longer is that going to last?
Oh, yeah. I'm actually writing this down right here. Because that might be a huge reason why things have changed.
Right. Well, then there's that trade-off too of like you do these shorter seasons, but the quality of it is like way higher than if you do longer seasons with lower budget. I guess that's kind of the question too. Like people are saying like, oh, hey, I'm willing to take, like not as great special effects or costuming or set design or whatever. Like, you can like cheapen that up a bit to give us more episodes. And I think maybe there's a fear like if they do that, then people are going to be like, oh, this is a cheap show, I'm not watching it. But if it's good, I mean, and like we've talked about this before, is like there's so many shows that are doing like stuff that looks awesome on a shoestring. It's like so
I think the epitome of that example I don't know if a better example for it will come, where Godzilla -1, a full hour and a half plus movie,
it looks great.
Cost $13 million, looked great. And every episode of Monarch season 1 cost $15 to $16 million. And it looked good.
Right.
But that story was just not there. And I'm super excited for Monarch season 2. I think that trailer looks awesome, and I'm really excited. And especially after, I don't remember the actress's name. I didn't like her in season 1 all that much. I thought she was really wooden of an actress and kind of boring at times. And then she was in Shogun, and I will worship at her feet if I can, because damn, she was that was an amazing actress. Not in a weird way, of course, but as an actor and someone that appreciates art. That's the way to say that. Oops. But it's and Peter is another great point. Foundation's a benchmark for value there. Foundation specifically. But back to the infrastructure for just a second. I don't think the infrastructure's gone for long seasons, actually. I think it disappeared because prior to COVID, like Greg and I talk about probably a little too frequently, there was at any given time 80 to 85 productions happening in LA. Alone.
Right.
Now there might be 5 to 10. Maybe. It's more like 4 to 6 really at any given time. Those shows though, like we just talked about, are those much more prestige shows. They look amazing. All this effort's put into post-production and everything just as much as it is in making the show. The post is just as important because they're going to make it look photorealistic and all these different things. I understand with that sentiment and with the amount of TV shows that were coming out prior to COVID, that infrastructure did go away. Now though, that those budgets are still way too high for TV, but I don't think they're going to be diminishing all that much anytime soon, realistically, as much as they may need to.
Right.
If there's only 4 to 6 productions in LA, just this one city at any time, when there used to be 80 plus all the ones across the globe, that's a lot less production in general, which means a lot less money going out, which means they might have more money to put towards a show, which, hey, if they decide to take the route of, we don't need everything to be 100% photorealistic all the time.
Right.
Maybe give us a few more episodes. And I hope, because Stargate, like Mr. Fred brings up again, is they already have a proven track record of good story first.
Right.
Everything else secondary.
For me, the writing and story goes a long way in covering what it looks like or whatever. There's a lot of, like Babylon 5 is a good example. That was you watch the show and it's like very obvious they did not have a big budget, but it is such a good story that it keeps you in it,
Yeah, that sense of oh, I'm blanking on the term. The sense of disbelief. Your sense of disbelief's gone. You're so intrinsically tied into and enjoying the story at hand that I don't care if I can tell that's somebody in a costume. That's
right. Yeah, you kind of
that's an alien right now. Yeah,
your mind kind of, I guess, imagines or sort of fills in like what they wanted it to look like, what they wanted it to be. And so you can kind of in your head, I guess, fill in those gaps or make it, imagine in your head what they were really trying to make it look like, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And it works. Our brain is a very hard-working computer, and it does fill in those gaps pretty well most of the time. And it also allows a little bit of headcanon to form. It allows people to interpret things in different ways, which just brings that much more joy to the series, typically as a whole. Yeah. Shogun in general is an amazing show. Yeah, Anna Sawai, that's her name. She's a phenomenal actress. I went from thinking she was wooden and I was worried about her being in any show to, oh, I could watch her in any show, like at any time.
Yep.
Don't you mean Greg? Okay. Wait, I forgot to tell Greg that you said he looked like Wagner Moore. But he's gonna get a crack out of that. Workers were used to such long seasons, but not anymore. And that's a huge part of it all is people aren't getting paid much to work on these things anymore. It from not the actor or the director or the writer standpoint of it all, but the boots on the ground. Your gaffers, your cinematographers, your
set builders, there's construction people that build sets and stuff, right? So
as like a full-time job, and nowadays it's not a full-time job for most people anymore. It's a screwy thing, but it's where we're at, and I hope, I truly hope Stargate can kind of be a North Star for Hollywood in some ways, and how to revitalize not just the franchise, but this town.
Right.
It might be.
They haven't said like where they're filming it yet, have they?
No, they haven't.
Probably going to be maybe different locations depending on what their budget is, I guess.
Yeah, the fact that they're doing the writers' room here, I know is convenient because most people are here.
Yes,
they could have done it in New York. A lot of, Malazzi, Garrow, and Brad Wright are all 3 Canadians. Do it in Vancouver if you're going to shoot it in Vancouver. Get used to writing around the environment you're going to be shooting in, is kind of the thought.
Yeah.
If I had to put money on it, I'd put the money that they're going to shoot in Los Angeles, but that's also.
Yeah, if in the States or Canada at all.
Yeah.
I guess depending if they have a big enough budget, maybe it would be kind of interesting to be able to shoot at different places around the world,
Yeah. Stargate has been out of production for nearly 15 years. Yeah.
Since what, 20?
Months here.
10?
Where's Where's Stargate Infinity fit into that order? Well, we got 45 minutes of the stream, the first 45 to let you know. We put it in 2 spots.
Mm-hmm.
We only put it in to show the kids,
right,
or a completionist viewing order. So if you're only trying to show your kids Stargate and try to get your kids into it, and we said Stargate Infinity is probably 10 and under, where Stargate Origins Catherine might be 10 and up, is kind of our thought. If you're showing your kids Stargate, that's not a bad way to get them into it. And yeah, it's not what we think of as Stargate. It's not exactly the same, but it instills the values of the Stargate and the ideas, the very loose and general basic ideas of Stargate. So, hey, let the kids enjoy it a little bit. But yeah, it's for the kids or for the completionist. And David pointed out, you can be a completionist and not be a statist. And you could just watch Origins Catherine. But if you want to be a completionist and a sadist, get some Infinity going, you know?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure NCIS, FBI, and Chicago franchises still do 20 plus.
Yeah.
Oh, only
most network television,
network TV. Yep. Are the only ones that still do it. It's doable. Those shows still get. There's a reason they get NCIS season 244 right now, and FBI 43 and Chicago 72, whatever it is.
Right.
And not only that, there's Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Tacoma Fire and PD. There's like 1,000 different versions of all these different things, and apparently it pays the bills pretty well because Angela Bassett and Rob Lowe are the stars of a couple of those things. And usually, I think those two folks would
911. There's like a 911, and then there's like a Houston one or something.
I've never seen more than a commercial for any of them.
Yeah, me too.
And I know if I started watching them, I would totally get into them. I know I would. But I don't have that type of time.
No.
If we're going to be talking sci-fi as much as we are and enjoying the things we do.
Yep.
That's a lot. Plumbing is the only future career. It's not. Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Actually, everybody's talking about if you get into the trades, you make like good money. AI can't replace you. You know,
it's true. It's real true. But yeah, Monk, the writer's room totally could be virtual. Lots of different influences there, and to a degree, we know it is. Malazzi's said he's phoning in for the first week. That being said, I think that because they have picked a location, a locale to write it in, it leans me towards thinking that they'll just go ahead and shoot it here as well. I'm not sure if they did the original Stargate writers' rooms in Vancouver or not, especially after season 1. I'm sure they had to because that's just where they were stationed.
Right, and with so many episodes, I think they were sometimes writing like
overlapping,
or just in terms of like the production schedule, like they're sitting there writing or just like finishing scripts like right before they got to shoot and stuff like that. I mean maybe like a day or two, but whatever. Anyway, I think they had tight timelines and stuff too with that, doing that many episodes also. Where now I think they have the whole season written before they even start.
It seems like that's what they're going for. I would prefer that methodology.
Yep.
But we'll see. That does lean less into Monster of the Week.
Yeah.
But also,
especially if you've got 10 episodes, you tell a story about. I mean, I guess you'd have to have sort of like an arc for that season. I mean, you can layer it too. I mean, it can be a Monster of the Week that also adds to over,
there can be
larger arcs on top of it.
And even if they really want to, they can do a 2-arc opener or 2-episode, 1-arc opener. The 3rd episode be a Monster of the Week. The 4th episode be a Monster of the Week. And the 5th, 6th, and 7th episodes all tie together. And then the 8th episode, Monster of the Week. 9th and 10th episodes are the finale of the first season kind of deal. There are ways that they can work around that. I'm not convinced that's the way they're going to be doing it, but there are avenues of approach.
Yes.
and we won't know till we get there.
Nope.
I'm excited and a little trepidation, but mostly excited for all the different things on the way. Always lurking around. Howdy, Monk. Well, Canada, LOL. Will they put a 50% tariff on Hollywood productions? I don't think they're mad at Hollywood. And also, that would be kind of dumb on their part. They wouldn't have any media left to show their country because there's just not a whole bunch of Canadian shows and movies coming out. There are, but they'd be stuck with Letterkenny, Trailer Park Boys, and Kim's Convenience. And
I gotta finish Letterkenny. That's so good.
I love some Letterkenny, but I've never done it all the way.
I've watched, I think, the first 3 seasons of it. I know there's like 10 seasons of it or something. And I started watching it, and it's like it's a study in that brand of humor. It's just so good.
Because I was a huge I love me some Trailer Park Boys. I think it is one of the best sitcoms to ever have been made, and it's totally raunchy and it's totally crazy and zany in its own way, but it's really smart and well written in a lot of ways as well, and a lot of it is improv. So there's a weird element to it all.
Yeah, I think I've seen
Letterkenny's writing
short clips of it or pictures and memes or something, but I've never watched it.
Oh, it's goofy. It is unabashedly goofy. And I do think it's probably a better show than Letterkenny, because Letterkenny kind of trails off, especially as it tries to do its what's the frickin' spinoff show?
Shorzy.
I was like, what's his name?
Yeah.
But it's still just a joy to watch. It's honestly, those 3 shows have kept Canadian stuff alive. Kim's Convenience, Letterkenny, and Trailer Park Boys since Stargate left Canada. So there's always something going there. I don't know if
there's some Hallmark Channel, I think, does a lot of stuff in Vancouver.
They do a lot in the Northeast and in Canada, Halifax, all that kind of area. But I don't know. I don't know about that one, David. That one's to be determined, and also might allude to why filming in Los Angeles may be the most navigable option for the new Stargate series to take.
Yeah.
You do. You fill in all the little blanks for us. Thank you. We need to be a little mad-libbed every now and then.
I'm still trying to watch The Thing, but I can't find it anywhere like free. So until I do, eventually.
I wonder. They need a good bundle with that and the original movie as well, and even the remake. Just bundle the 3 of them for the sake of it. All of that being said, though, we are an hour and 45 minutes into this puppy. Our devious plan's working. Oh no, y'all two plan. I would say too often, but it is entertaining to watch the plans unfold. So, it is what it is, as they say. And all that being said, again, we are an hour 45 into this thing, and it's been a really fun one. We hope in those first 45 minutes, we succinctly gave you all of your Stargate viewing needs, especially if you're a new Stargate person. You're probably really confused what the last hour has been about, if that's the case. But if this is your first time diving into Stargate, one of those options will be the best for you. Yep. Pick and choose. You got a few to choose from.
Try them all.
Try them all. Just for fun. Now, in the correct viewing order for Star Trek, chronological, of course. Stargate has the opportunity to win the race against all the other fallen sci-fi franchises. Let them make the mistakes. Writers don't do what they're doing. Agreed. Yeah. I definitely didn't say that as fast as I could to gloss over this, but you know what? It's chronological Trek, and we're going to figure it out one step at a time. All right, y'all. All of that being said, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I need to get better about saying that again. Join us for our Patreon, Farscapetrion streams on Mondays, of course. If you want to become a Patreon member, there's some value there for you, and we'd like to continue to grow that value. in which we have put up memberships back on the channel as well. So if you're ever getting an inkling to do so, that's there for you. And those member-only live streams will start popping up again soon for some chronological Star Trek. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really confusing. It's going to be fun nonetheless. Again, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We'll see you, I think, Friday first and foremost for, of course, the Radical Wasteland. Again on Sunday. And like I said a moment ago, we'll do Farscape Tree on this Monday. And we got some interesting stuff for Farscape right now. So I'm intrigued.
Oh, yeah.
Still weird stuff, but interesting stuff.
Trippy.
Very trippy. You know, I'm a fan
very of other things too.
This is true. Well, it's a Wednesday right now. Whether it's morning or evening for you, I hope it's a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. And we'll see you soon. Friday morning / evening, depending on what side of the world you're at. Adios, y'all.
Bye.